Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kill Count. Today we are once again looking at The Boy, released in 2016. Some of you may know that this was my second kill count I ever did, a whole year ago, so I think it's finally time to look at this again. The Boy is about this lady named Greta. She's about to go babysit, but she doesn't know these people are literally insane because the boy is just a doll named Brahms. While all this happens, Greta soon realizes Brahms is very much real, so she tries to stop him. But enough bro, let's get to those kills. The movie begins with Greta getting a ride to babysit. While the driver gets a little creepy, then she finally arrives at the mansion. After she pays the driver, Greta walks inside. She goes upstairs and sees the picture of Brahms, then looks in his room. Until she's interrupted by the grocery boy. His name's Malcolm. Then he says he could give her a tour. After that he acts like he could read her hand. This gets her a little heated. Then she asks about Brahms, but they get interrupted by Mrs. Hilscher. She goes to take her to meet Brahms, but first we meet Mr. Hilscher. Then she finally shows her Brahms. Greta thinks it's a joke, but they're serious, and Malcolm gives him a handshake. Then she goes to say what up to Brahms.
It's so nice to meet you, Brahms.
After that, Mrs. Hilscher tells her Brahms rules. Then Mr. Hilscher shows her some rules. After that they start talking to Brahms, while Greta just listens. Later that night, Greta talks to her friend on the phone, and in the morning the parents say goodbye to Brahms. Then Hilscher says she's sorry for some reason.
I'm so sorry.
And they finally go on their way. Greta's all alone now, so she puts a sheet over Brahms, then starts breaking all the rules. She ends up falling asleep, then wakes up to the sheet off of Brahms, so she throws him over here. Then she wakes up again and goes to look at Brahms' picture, so gets choked, but it's just a dream. Then she goes to check on Brahms and realizes there's a leak in the attic, but Greta can't get up there. Later that night, she talks to her friend again. But then it cuts out and she just hears static. The next morning, she goes to check the mail. Then Malcolm shows back up and they talk while he puts away the food. Then they go to Brahms' grave. He says that this is actually very professional and they agree to follow the rules. Later that night, she talks to her friend again and she's also getting ready for a date with Malcolm. She goes to take a shower. While that happens, Brahms sneaks in the room and takes her dress. After the shower, she realizes her dress is gone, then sees that the attic is down and she decides to go up there. While she's up there, she sees Malcolm pulling up and starts screaming his name, then tries to break out and something knocks her out cold. The next morning she wakes up, then starts going through photos of Brahms. Finally the attic door opens, then she calls Malcolm over to tell him what happened. He says he'll check out the house. Malcolm comes back and says the place is good, and he thinks her ass was sleepwalking.
I used to sleepwalk when I was a boy.
I wasn't sleepwalking.
They just chill for a bit, but Greta immediately starts asking about Brahms again. He starts talking about a time he came over and it was Brahms' birthday. He says Mr. Hilscher got shit-faced, and Malcolm asked him about Brahms.
He said one word. Odd.
After they get done talking, Greta talks to her stupid fucking friend for the 10th time. Her friend says that Greta's ex-boyfriend got her address. Later that night, Greta hears some weird shit, and she sees that Brahms made a little mess, but it's just another fucking dream. When she opens her door, she sees her shoes right there, and also sees that Brahms is wide awake, and it ain't no dream this time, so gets scared and tries calling for Malcolm's punk ass again, but only gets a call from Brahms' ass.
Come out. Come say, pretty Greta.
Then he leaves some food for her. She tries to just laugh that shit off, then goes up to Brahms and knows he just wants her ass to follow the rules. Then Malcolm's bitches calls back way later. Then it cuts to the Hilscher as they write a fucked up note. But some heavy rocks in their pockets. Then these dumb motherfuckers just drown themselves. It cuts back to Greta and this bitch actually starts following the rules. It's a whole montage of her doing this shit, but skips the last rule. The next day Malcolm shows up and gets weirded out by how Greta's acting. He also got that letter the Hilscher left. Then he starts talking about that date they were supposed to have, but she declines, and he starts fucking with Brahms. Then he just fucking leaves, and Greta asks Brahms if he can hear her. She starts crying and shit, and sounds like those fakest ghost videos. She goes to throw away his shit, and motherfucker just disappeared, but he's just right there. This makes her call Malcolm back over. She tries saying that Brahms is alive. So to prove it, she makes a little setup. They get out and knock a couple times, but little bitch didn't even move. They try again and boom baby, motherfucker is gone.
Right, where's he gone? Where,
I don't
come on.
know.
Is he
No,
hot?
I don't know.
But he's just right there. They go to talk about what happened. She also brings up her ex and how he beat the fuck out of her. She ended up losing her baby she was pregnant with. Then they start kissing up. Later that night, she gets Brahms to bed and these horn dogs about to do the deed. While Brahms spies on them to make them stop, he plays some loud ass music. They turn it off and send him back to bed. Motherfucker's got that robot voice. Then Malcolm brings up the truth about Brahms. He says a little girl used to come out and play with Brahms, but she never came back home because Brahms fucking killed her.
If this thing is some kind of spirit or ghost, I am not sure that it is the good kind.
And Malcolm says it's not safe here, but Greta ain't trying to go anywhere. Later on, she goes back in the attic and sees more old pictures of Brahms. The next day while she hangs with Brahms, her bitch ex Cole is randomly just there and asks who Malcolm is. Then gets weirded out by Brahms. He tries to act all nice and have dinner with her, also giving her a plane ticket for both of them, and Malcolm just walks in on this. They greet each other. They leave to go do something real quick. Malcolm asks why he's here, and motherfucker just walks in on them. Then Malcolm dips out. She brings Cole some blankets, but before he goes to bed, he tries to say sorry to Greta, but just gets all dickhead again. They go to sleep, and Cole wakes up to some shit, waking up Greta. She tries saying Brahms did it, but obviously he don't believe her and tells her to give him the doll. This wakes up Malcolm, who's passed out in the car. He takes the doll and Malcolm tells his ass to get out. This gets him so pissed. That motherfucker straight up smashes Brahms, and that makes the real Brahms get fucking pissed. Then Cole hears something from the mirror.
There's something.
Holy shit, it's the real Brahms, and he's fucking pissed. He blasts Malcolm and fucking kills Cole straight up. Then Malcolm knocks his ass out. They run for it upstairs, but Brahms comes in from his little hiding spot, and they run in Brahms' little cave, where they realize he's been living in the walls the whole time, and Greta finally finds where her dress went, also finding the note the heel she has left. Then Brahms finds them again, so they run again. Bro, Malcolm tells her to go, and he will take care of Brahms. Bad idea, cause Brahms beats the death out of Malcolm, and we also hear this bitch talk.
I'll be good, I will.
This makes Greta fucking dip out. But Greta don't want to leave Malcolm, so she arms herself and goes to see Brahms. She tries to act all fake with Brahms and says it's time for bed, so she really sends this grown-ass man to bed, but he gets pissed when she don't want to give him a kiss. She kisses him, but also fucking stabs his ass clean. He fucking throws her bitch ass and chokes her out, but she pushes the knife deeper, and yes, Brahms really dies right here, but Malcolm ain't dead yet. Greta saves his ass and they finally leave. The movie ends with someone rebuilding Brahms. I counted 4 deaths in this movie, 3 guys and 1 girl. I'll give Golden Peter Griffin for coolest kill, to that bitch boy Cole for sure, and Drunk Peter for weakest kill, to the heel she is bro.
On the next kill count.
Is it back then? Kill countdown. You drive. Is it back then? Kill countdown.